testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Mac. This is Let's Play. This is a stream of Final Fantasy Dawntrail. In the last episode we got a lot of main scenario done, but it's going to be a quiet day today, so we have other things that we can do. I guess I usually don't click and drag. So, the two places we need to check out. We need to check out... We're basically going to unlock and do some of the random non-main scenario dungeons for level 100, just so I have that roulette ready when it unlocks. And when we're done with that, we're just going to do a whole bunch of Hildebrand quests, because no one cares about those, right? Right. Oh yeah, there's also the beast tribes. We didn't actually get around to unlocking those. Wonderful, you're here. History lost to the ages lies in the valley just upstream. 'Tis a landscape unlike any other, teeming with Barreltenders of all shapes and sizes. I call it Tender Valley. Doubtless the ruins have remained untouched for all these years due to its barbed environs. After all, none would wish to become the victim of their thousand needles. Though I believe the ruins nested deep within the valley to be Yokui in origin, close inspection revealed motifs even I could not recognize. There's a new discovery waiting to be found within. I'm sure of it. Ah, that's the defense mechanism. Protecting it were far too much from the mercenaries I hired. It would be wise not to underestimate them yourself. Lest I forget, you should know I dropped some of my notes concerning the expedition during my escape. If you know of my findings, I encourage you to search the records during your exploration. I shall await your return here. I entrust to you the honor of discovering the unknowns which lie within. Tender Valley now accessible. Oh yeah, there's also the Alliance raids. There's just so much that we could do. Ironically, this is where the main scenario would have been sending us anyway. It's where Calyx is held up. Well, that was fast. So many cactuars. Probably very dangerous to your health. We're having a bit of a conversation in the chat, in the party chat right about now, but I don't like doxing people when I'm streaming. I always struggle with this guy because he's got rather cheeky telegraphs. Spine Blossom. Fellows just a raid wide. Take a pose, any pose. So yeah, the flowery ones grow bigger than the unflowered ones, so they have a bigger explosion. Correctly right. More mass balls. Blessings of the Great Service are upon us. Leave this place! No. Now this one can be a little bit tricky because you see these blue vents and red vents and the same vents on the side? That's a warning for one of these telegraphs. And for a bomb. That's a blue column attack, so we want to be lined up with a red column. Now he does both at once. Red column attack with blue bombs. The rule is actually pretty simple. If you aren't lined up with a blue column, you're lined up with a red column. If you're lined up with red, then you're in it with blue. So you don't have to turn around to check which side you're in front of. They alternate on both sides. Okay, red. Be in front of blue. Maybe go over here just a touch. But now he's spamming bombs. Blue get in front of red. Red get in front of blue. Well, okay then, I won't use Reprisal to survive that attack. Oh wait, I think they have unmarked telegraphs on me. Lesson to be learned. Green arrows push you in direction of other green arrows. Oh, this looks very familiar, doesn't it? This is a safe side, we're good. All hail the great Serpent! Inexplicable entity, the greatest serpent of Tural. You know how things are. Dubious Thule disaster. You know how it is, just a generic great wide damage. Bouncy Council. No, that's not a safe spot. We want to be here. Those ones are going to be AoEs. Big AoEs. I think he's about to do mechanics though, so yeah, Greatest Labyrinth. I don't want to get involved in this. I feel a longing to vacate the Mortal Coil. Fortunately, I think he only does that one once. Bouncy Council! Alright, this one is going to be a series of stack markers on someone, so be sure to be ready to be in position with them. And also don't stay in place because of that big puddle. Wait, did a minion drop? Oh, it's just an outdoor thing. I don't need it. So, as I was saying, we need to do the one here as well. Honestly, I almost prefer quieter evenings because whenever someone shows up during streaming and talking a lot in chat, they're either a spam bot or someone saying, "Hey, come pay me," or someone who I suspect is phishing me for commissions, and I don't like people like that. It makes me paranoid. Ah, there you are, Ibuki. It's me, Nostalgia. Surprised? With Zoral Jars gone, Oblivion's been allocating its resources to an investigation of living memory. Utilizing Kathqui's technology, we developed remote control sentries operable from the backroom so our surveys are both safe and efficient. You have to remember this came out before Calyx was starting to take control of all the sentries. To think that this all one Slayer ever keeps Summit. I can't help but wonder if a shade of my father ever resided in this grand city of the Endless. Forgive me, I did say I'd explain the circumstances behind all this. During an earlier survey of the area, I encountered one of the Endless. He claimed to be one of the city's caretakers and offered me a guided tour. I accepted, thinking that I could conduct my observations at the same time, but that's when we discovered the anomaly, a rift in the very fabric of living memory. I'm sure you'd rather see it yourself to believe it, though. Let's make the Esperance wheels first. Constancy, the Endless who guided me, should still be on duty there. That is definitely a rift. Constancy here knows everything there is to know about Yesterland, including the new anomaly, I'd wager. A warm Yesterland welcome to you, my friend, or should I say, welcome back. I had not expected you to return as an anomaly-slaying volunteer. I do hope I was able to make your first visit to Gate of Remembrance a special one. Your associate here informed me of what occurred afterwards, namely Her Majesty's regrettable demise. You needn't fret, I harbour no ill will against you. I, for one, would not wish to remain endless at the cost of such terrible sacrifice to worlds beyond. Though your efforts saw the city's terminals deactivated, I somehow remain. Still, I am grateful for my survival, as it allowed me to discover this peculiar phenomenon. A lost district of living memory lies beyond this rift, you see. I previously informed you that our beautiful city was comprised of 4 areas, but this was not always the case. Numerous others once thrived, until one day our reality was irrevocably altered. In an attempt to bridge our world to others, several districts were consumed in the process. Among the areas lost was a resplendent amusement district known as Dreamburrow. This rift, however, allows us to access its streets once more. We took a cursory gander out of the place for ourselves, since we were curious to know what became of it. But there's nothing amusing about it, quite the opposite actually. We were promptly chased out by a horde of angry ghosts. After decades disconnected from living memory's ether supply, we must assume that the Endless who resided there are no more. The once idyllic atmosphere has been marred by a dismal shroud, and I dare say our poor Dreamburrow has warped itself into a place of nightmares. It has returned to us as a lost soul would, longing for connection. The beings within have come to call it the Strayborough Deadwalk. Now that it's reconnected with living memory, its presence is a risk to the city. So we'd like you to brave the Deadwalk and shed some light on this mystery. You have my thanks. I regret that I cannot give you a tour of the place myself, but know I shall be there with you in spirit. The Strayborough Deadwalk, now accessible. Oh. Well, straight into another one. I guess it means we can turn it in immediately as well. Oh, this sounds familiar. Strayborough welcomes you, pleasant dreams. Welcome one and all to the land of waking dreams and nightmares. Please form single file line as you enter. The road to our guest is open for all eternity. Answer your heart's every desire and dream your days or your life away. Ooh, that's a big boy. We'll frolic and play until our dying day. Hear ye, His Royal Highness Headness, Leonogg I, graces us with his presence. Join us, bow down for his headness. Bow down to my flawless noggin, your kingdom decrees it. This one will change dialogue. Okay, Malicious Mist is one of those skills, but dialogue will change based on how successful you are at avoiding AoEs. Join us, be crowned in splendor! Impossible! You would deny my regal royal headness? 'Tis our duty to seize the nogginless! This is where it starts to get annoying. Little lords and ladies, let us pop our heads in friendship. Because remember, Australian server ping times. Sometimes it can decide they count as grabbing someone that it shouldn't. Little lords and ladies, your king has need of you. And then it does attacks like this. When they hold you in place, that's annoying. You dare defy my royal creed? Have you no sense? Not again. I shall not rest until my every subject bears a beauteous noggin. Goodbye, my subjects, and good night. I legit just used my no mercy skill, dang it. Lost souls of every sage, the frolicking grounds is a whimsical stage. Do be careful not to lose yourself in our phantasmal attractions. Yeah, that's completely thrown up my no mercy window. Come out, my animal friends. Stray tiger, stray lion, stray elephant. Oh, how the sky wheel rises, but I wish to see it fall. All of those stray animals actually, because it takes so long to get to the next one. Attention all dreamers, you are cordially invited to the Jack in the Pot's Enchanted Tea Party. This one can get annoying because you have to keep track of enemies. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. I've not had company in ages. This calls for my finest pots. So, he is jumping into that teapot. Then he spins around. And he explodes in a giant burst. Cheers! A frightful toast to you and yours! And he ran out of my attack, dang it. Troubling teacups. Now we have a problem because it's two of them and I still have to keep my rotation going. At least they're far apart from each other. Drink all you like. I guarantee my brew is to die for. Hoping we can kill him before they do their attack, because there we go. Balloons! Grab your balloons to enter the handless house here. The endless house. Fear not, I shall guide you through your halls. You mustn't let the halls miss out on the fun. You are a formidable slayer of ghosts, but have you the strength to best their master? We have plenty of presents for you. Stray box and stray pots. Something must be done, begone trespassers. You're supposed to prioritize those dolls first because they start spamming grade wise if they aren't killed fast enough. Behold, this hole lies Traumerei, Lord of Nightmares. Heed my words, and together we shall end his reign of terror. That is kind of what Daylit Nightmare Traumerei. That is kind of terrifying, actually. Yesterday is gone, yet tomorrow never comes. So sleep, child, and drown in nightmares everlasting. Defy me as you wish, it will not wake you from this misery. Poltergeist. Memorial March. He's going to split the arena up into quarters. Allow me to offer my aid. Step into light. Become as a ghost to pass through all things corporeal. This is the only way to get far enough away that this isn't a high damage attack. I'll beware Traumerei's magics. In essential danger. Return to my beacons. Mortal flesh shall be restored. Ghostbuster. Make sure you get rid of that ghostly guys. And you avoid it. Spirits of reverie, to me! Oh wait, that's a bit of regret. We're fine, we're good. Traumerei prepares a horde against the living. Poltergeist, he's gonna split the arena up again. Now we have to be a bit more careful about it because there's those guys over there that also make a column attack from those further boxes. Now he's preparing another Ghostbuster. Column attack, so try to be I guess it does mean at least you don't have to be in the exact same quadrant to rotate out. sword against spirits. Good thing we're already fleshy. Weird looking mask on that healer, eh? You're back! Was the Deadwalker as haunting as we expected? Let me get this straight. You met a disturbed mascot, attended a twisted tea party, were assaulted by a skywheel and a merry-go-round, then fought for your life in a haunted house? The Endless House, to be precise, and with that my suspicions are confirmed. In the days when Dreambarrow yet flourished, the Endless House often held plays with volunteers from the audience. These volunteers we casted the story's heroes and tasked with rescuing a captive princess from Traumerei, Lord of Nightmares. That sounds awfully familiar to Ibuki's experience. There wasn't a princess though. Precisely, thus I believe the Deadwalk's monstrous residents were given life by lingering memories of the Endless who once called it home. As the name once implied, the district was built for those Endless who loved to dream. The theme park itself likely gained a mind of its own. Over the years, perhaps it too harbored the hope that a hero would grant its former citizens' final, desperate wish for freedom. And for home. So, as I understand it, when Queen's Fiend and Zorojar first attempted interdimensional fusion, a few areas within living memory suddenly vanished into the rift, including Dreambarrow. And as the endless souls within began to fade, their memories and desires fused with the essence of their home, which turned the Deadwalk into what it is now? Considering the timing, we have to assume the district's reconnection is due to Her Majesty's last attempt at interdimensional fusion. But with Traumerei gone, those lost souls should finally be able to rest in peace. I'm not entirely sure, but the rift did close upon Ibuki's return. I can only hope that your hypothesis is true and their role in that hollow performance has concluded. As has mine, I suspect. Long have I served as a guide, eager to bring joy to every pilgrim visitor who passed through living memory's golden gates. But I see now why I remained. I was meant to perform this final act of guidance, to lead you both to those lost dreamers. I do not wish to dampen the mood, of course, so I shall take my leave, but I could not be prouder to serve my fellow citizens, and I could not be happier that you were my final guests. Farewell, my friends, and thank you, truly. I pity him, but I think it's best to let him go. We should return to Solution 9. Your good deeds still need to go rewarded, after all. I'll meet you back there as my real self this time. Don't pay attention to the snowman in the desert. You returned, and with nary a needle to be seen. I experienced them firsthand myself. The pain was simply indescribable. That said, once it subsided, I was surprised to find that the low back pain which had ailed me for years had completely vanished. Now tell me of your expedition. I wish to hear everything. What did you see? What was hidden deep within those ruins? I see. How truly remarkable. To think that the structures of a separate civilization lie in the depths of the Yokwee ruins, and at their deepest point, a great serpentine creature awaited. This is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a significant discovery regarding Tural's history. Tell me, what thoughts have you concerning the valley's depths? It reminded me of the ancient Ronkan ruins I saw in another world. Bah! Truly, such a claim is invaluable testimony! Based on your descriptions, it is likely that the ancient Yokwee simultaneously feared and revered this serpent of unfathomable power, and after encountering it, constructed a temple to conceal it from the world. This may be the final element which proves my life's work, a theory, the eerie resemblance of a reflection civilizations. In my capacity as professor of the studium, I've taken the liberty of reading the science reports concerning the source, its reflections, and the civilizations therein for myself. Their findings indicate the sundering diminished mankind's intelligence to that of beasts. The flourishing civilization of the ancients was forgotten, and the peoples of each reflection set out on separate paths, forging disparate civilizations of their own. Yet can we say these civilizations worlds apart are truly so different? If all came from one shared ancient heritage, would it not be natural that the development of each society and culture bears similarities to one another? It's kind of hard to tell given how many have been destroyed already. What I am trying to say is that it is entirely possible a society which predates the Yokwee and bears similarities to ancient Ronka once existed in the source. Naturally, it is necessary to conduct further research regarding how twin civilizations born in two separate worlds develop under entirely different environments. Nevertheless, your discovery today has provided further proof of the plausibility of my theory. On that subject, I would ask you to join me on another adventure, one markedly less fraught with danger. As one who has traversed beyond the rift to the first, your knowledge and insight regarding ancient Ronka are invaluable. I would journey to Warlar's Echo and speak with the chronicler of the Yokwee, that I might learn of their religions. Who knows, we may just discover some striking parallels to the ancient culture of ancient Ronka. Oh man, we're still going on this one. So how much of the level cap roulette have I still got to... I just need to do one more. So when I do the quest for this... Where am I going with this? The next main scenario dungeon will unlock the level cap roulettes. That's cool. I'm pleased to see you made it, Ibuki. I came by Alpaca and for a blessing felt no pain in my lower back the entire ride. Perhaps the medicinal applications of Barreltender needles is a field further deserving of study. A subject for another time, perhaps. The personage before us is the self-same individual who informed me that the Yokwee ruins may exist in Shaoloni. They looked after me when I first came here to conduct field work, and are an extraordinarily erudite culture, well versed in ancient legends. Tell me, my friend, based on what I've shared with you, were you able to find any commonalities between legends of your people and the ruins we discovered in Tural? Excluding those concerning disease, precious few of our stories of our ancestors who traversed north have been passed down. But for the valiant warrior who brought the sky ruin low, I would share with you a story regarding the Great Serpent, one we normally would not disclose to outsiders. Please follow me to the indelible passage. The murals shall explain all. It's a long flight, isn't it? I was thinking that I'd have time to do some of Hildebrand's quest line while I waited for dungeon pops, but I forgot that I'm a tank and my dungeon pops tend to be decent. Not always great, but decent, usually. So, these are the murals which depict the legends of the Yokwe. When I was previously here for research, I was not allowed in this far. The legend concerning the Great Serpent is hidden within this mural. Pray gaze upon it carefully as I weave for you an ancient tale. Long, long ago, a sect of our ancestors forged north. There, deep within a valley, they discovered the remains of an ancient temple. Its inhabitants had long perished, and the purpose for which the structures existed was itself an enigma. Yet when our forebears finally delved into its furthest recesses, they discovered a great serpent deep in slumber. It should be noted, our people revere serpents as divine creatures who govern the boundary between worlds. To behold one of such immense power dormant there within the ruins, they believed it best to build a temple around its chamber, and offer prayers for its divine protection. Yet in the ensuing years, our people were plagued by disease. Time and time again, our ancestors offered supplications for divine assistance. But no matter how fervent their prayers, the Great Serpent never deigned to answer them. In the end, a great many of our forebears withdrew from the northern lands. Only the most devout worshippers of the Great Serpent remained. But they too would eventually withdraw in somber procession, having buried too many brothers and sisters. The sect who prayed for the Great Serpent's awakening, they prayed for a salvation that would never come. Yet why should it awaken now, and what incited its aggression? Was it simply by chance it roused in so foul a mood, or is there perhaps some underlying reason we've yet to uncover? The devout who held vigil of the temple held this belief: when the Great Serpent doth awaken, its coil shall envelop the world. In other words, the creature's discovery was itself a pretext to legitimize their territorial expansion north. Yet their prayers fell on deaf ears. Only now, before our benefactor, has the Great Serpent finally awoken. A peculiar but altogether fascinating turn of events. If the being you encountered truly was divine, mayhap it is to you who shall receive its blessings. If we consider that our friend here, a traveller capable of crossing the rift twixt worlds, was blessed by a being who governs that boundary, would that not fit the interpretation held by the sect who remain? At any rate, Ibuki's testimony and the legends of the Yokwe shall go a long way in verifying my theory. If I can gather sufficient evidence that these two civilizations, worlds apart, share fundamental values, and prove my thesis, our outlook on history shall be irrevocably changed. Mayhap even an entire new field of study shall be pioneered. Does the inception of civilization and its infancy bear similarities in each reflection? Was there some localized connection between them, such as a planar fissure? Or perhaps there was some all-powerful keeper of whispers peering through the veil? Just thinking about what it is that connects us across the rift gets my heart racing. and laughing evilly like a madman. Ha! I certainly have my work cut out for me, and now that you've made the ruin safe, I may resume my expedition, and perhaps more importantly, continue writing my thesis! Master Chronicler, Ibuki, I cannot thank either of you enough for your cooperation this day. I know not where my research will take me, but I have no doubt my pursuit of the mysterious and miraculous will see us cross paths again. What an odd fellow. It belongs in a museum. Good to see you back, Ibuki. Well, in the news on Napikwe. Napikwe's Notebook. A comprehensive bestiary of the horrors that haunt heritage found. She still lives then, and it seems all this insanity with the dome hasn't dulled her passion for the hunt any. The Notebook makes proof of that. 30 years of work! 30 years! I can't get my head around it. I can count the hours since I last spoke with her, yet it's a wonder she can remember me at all. Still, I'm grateful she does. If she needs my help hunting down some of these beasts, that's exactly what I'll give her. I'll go through this book and draw up bills for the nastiest critters in it. Bring the dawn hunt back to Yaslane, or whatever it is they call the place now. Guess it'll be a while before the folk there can make their way past that barrier freely, so I'll be counting on you and yours to take the lead. But looking at some of these entries, there's a fair few fiends out there that are tougher than anything I've let you go after before. I'll see you're approved to take on advanced marks. Thanks, my friend, and good on you. Advanced Dawn Hunt marks are now available. New quests and elite Dawn Hunt marks become available upon reaching level 100 and fulfilling certain conditions within main scenario. Like this. Oh, Ibuki, you honour me with your presence. I've heard all about the deeds you've been doing for Wuklamat. As if ending Veligarmanda's rampage wasn't impressive enough, you saved the city from those mechanical beggars to boot. If there were any doubts about your abilities, they're well and truly answered. Which is why I'd like to ask your aid one more time. Will you join us in our most essential duty, seeking out and slaying those fiends most foul, those that pose the greatest dangers to our people. You're a hero through and through. Hunting down marks like these is the very purpose the Vipers were founded for. It's no easy task, I can tell you. There are horrors out there. True horrors. Tural like Veligarmanda, creatures more akin to gods than beasts. We Vipers wander far and wide across the land that we might learn of these creatures and one day end them. Remember Tayat Kart? She's been doing that just for decades now and came along with a long list of targets. If you're interested in finding more about them, go see her in Yaktel. Napikwe was doing the same when she went to Yaslane, and there's nothing you can call a Tural withdrawal in her journal. Strange, I thought, when they've shown up everywhere else. Makes me wonder if she might have left him out on purpose. Napikwe is a viper to the quick, you see. Nothing matters to her more than people's safety. Separated from her fellow vipers as she was, perhaps she thought it best to leave such nightmares well alone. Forgive me for asking so much of you, but if you plan to return to Yaslane anytime soon, could you speak with her again? See if there's something she's not telling us, something we might be able to help her with. Oh, and tell her one more thing for me. If she wants to come back, me and the rest of the Vipers will stand ready to welcome her with open arms. The hunt goes on. At Solution 9, surprising that we got through 2 dungeons and it's only just reached an hour. Ah, the hunter from across the salt. What message do you have for me today? Oh, you sentimental fool. I thank him for remembering me, but this is my home now. These people, my people. I've lived here, fought here for the better part of my life. Stepping beyond that wall would be like stepping 30 years into the past. And while I've fond memories of the place, I'm an old woman now. I've grown unused to change. Not to mention that... Lady Napique! Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you had company. It's alright, she's a friend of the cause. Let me introduce you. Leonogg, Runuri, Miku Ibuki, the hunter from beyond the wall. Ibuki, these are... what would you call yourselves, my little helpers? Proteges, more like. Leonogg, at your service. I studied the twin blades under Lady Napique, and I've been helping her conduct her census on the beasts of Alexandria. And I'm Runuri. I've been working behind the scenes with Oblivion, so I've heard a lot about you and your exploits. Even seen a few firsthand, albeit from the shadows. After you brought peace to living memory, our team secured what we could from the databanks. Found a fair few things that brought a glint to Lady Napique's eye, I can tell you. Tural Vidral, Ibuki. Bologor knew it. It doesn't do much to draw too much attention to those fiends if you haven't the strength to slay. From what Runuri tells me of her achievements, though, I shouldn't wonder if you and yours could succeed where we could not. Queen's Fiend charged me with chronicling her kingdom's fauna. I expect there are many discoveries still to be made in its darkest corners. If you want to learn more, just ask these two. Please, ask away. Leonogg spends most of his time down in the outskirts, but I'll be here. So 1 for Alexandria and 1 for living memory. As shall I. My duty is far from over, so in answer to Bolo Ugo's question, no, I will not be returning to Tuliolo. But please let him know I appreciate his kind words. I'm only too happy to extend him the same honor. Alright, I guess back to Tuliolo so we can wrap that up. Even though I'm probably not going to do any of those hunts anymore because the gear they drop is just outclassed heavily now. Old tome gear can be bought using hunt marks, but the thing is, you'd only do that for the graphics and I don't care much for the graphics. Welcome back, Ibuki. Did you speak with Napique? I see. It's good to know that she has friends. Couldn't bear to think of her all alone up there. A viper lives to hunt so that others may live to hunt another day, so the saying goes. Sounds like she's taken that message to heart, taking it upon herself to train a new generation. Looks like you're our latest pupil. May luck be with you, Ibuki. Remember, whatever you do, don't get yourself killed. Elite Dawnhounds now accessible. Here we go. It just ticked over tonight, so it's not nearly as scenic as it should be. Ah, there you are. Thanks for coming. Right, here goes. Okahile, Hohokia, Hokoket. I never know this one. Welcome to Kozumakauka. I mean, Ibuki would be confident because she just saw it and heard it. You've mastered the Hanu greeting, but I wouldn't expect anything less from someone else, someone so well traveled. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Leeplu, the founder of Tural Travel Agency. With me are my brother, Ubli, and my Hanu associates. We'll be happy to explain the ins and outs of our budding enterprise. You were there for the Ascension ceremony, weren't you? Dawn's servant Wuklama spoke of growing to her love her people all the more as she got to know them better. How she wanted us to live with joy in our hearts and smiles on our faces. Well, those words certainly left their mark. The capital's residents are eager to learn about their fellow Turali, who in turn yearn to foster understanding. You see it too, don't you? An unmistakable business opportunity. Well, that's precisely what the Tural Travel Agency comes in. We'll answer that burgeoning demand. Our goal is to help revitalize this community as it attempts to rebuild the Great Storm after the Great Storm. Promoting Kozumaaka as the tourist destination will provide a much-needed source of income for the region, and with it, all the benefits that follow. Of course, we wouldn't be having this conversation had we not consulted the Hanu beforehand. After much discussion, they kindly agreed to set aside a tract of land by Dokpohoga for development. Would you believe it? The villagers are flocking to join our staff. As Lipilu said, the people are eager to learn about their fellow Turali, and we Hanu are eager to share our culture with them as well. Much as you when you helped us to revive Ihihana, we hope to welcome many outsiders into our home so that we might know them one another better and enjoy each other's company. What better way to do so than support this tourism initiative? Of course, tourism is an industry new to Tural. This is unfamiliar territory in many respects. People understandably have their concerns. But who better to assuage those concerns than someone who's roamed far and wide and met with countless Turali from all over the continent? It struck me, actually, that I shouldn't have done this yet because there is something in Turali that I can set up for the queue just in case. Alliance raid. I'll go set up the Alliance raid and see if we can get it working during this. There. I hope. Get your body behind the thrust! The Lance Guard's furrowed brow suggests all is not well in Yarktail. Ibuki, your timing couldn't be better. I've just received word from Yarktail. Unknown beasts have been sighted near the rift and attacked the sentries standing guard. Bakul Jaja believes them to be echoes, and is headed there as we speak. It goes without saying the threat is more of them could pose to Tural. Say no more. Our last contact came from Tural in Mamuk. I suggest speaking with him first to learn more from Bakul Jaja's whereabouts. You must be Ibuki. Bakul Jaja asked that I take it to him as soon as you arrived. When we last spoke, he was hunting for the echoes somewhere to the north of Grokdrak Descent. Climb aboard, we can be on our way. You can speak directly to Grokdrak. You can travel directly here by speaking to Tural. Yep, that was fast. Oh wait, he's not here, he's over there. Doesn't look like he needs much help, huh? There you are. I'm afraid you've missed all the excitement. They raised arms to attack before we even had time to say hello. To be fair, we also put them down before they had time to say goodbye. Ibuki, Bakul Jaja, we came as fast as we could. Are these not orcs? Like the ones that attacked my home. To say they're violent would be an understatement. They usually move in large packs. Tavnazia always had a hard time holding them off. Is there any chance these brutes are native to your lands? Nope, definitely echoes. It seems we have our answer. But what is this? What is that? It's a letter, penned in your people's hand, I think. Would you take a look? To the Dawn Servant's champion. The stage has been set for your next challenge. Thus do I hereby invite you to return to Juno. Should you refuse, a horde of echoes will be unleashed upon Yarktail. The choice is yours. So this is his long-awaited invitation? I know a snake when I see one, and this one is rotten to the core. What choice do we have but to accept? That bastard! Let's get going. The sooner we're back in Juno, the sooner you can get reacquainted with my fists. Hi, losers! How good of you to come. It would have been a shame were I forced to set more echoes upon the good people of Tural. The Dawn Servant would be most displeased to see his dear people come to harm. Enough of these games, Sarioja. We will not let you besmirch the memories of Vana'diel with these abhorrent echoes any longer. Why are you here exactly? I don't recall requesting your presence here today. A minor setback on my path to greatness, as you will soon see. Come forth. Allow me to introduce you to Camlunat, Archduke of the Grand Duchy of Juno, but do not let his title deceive you, for he is the last of Xylat from 10,000 years ago. They existed in a time before the 5 races inhabited Vana'diel. I know how ridiculous that must sound, but we might have a real problem on our hands this time. Oh gods, he sounds like an ASEAN. You had ancients like the Xylat here too? Our worlds are more alike than I thought. If I remember correctly, Camlanu had an older brother. I can't imagine Sarioja would have overlooked such a detail. Older brother? How would you know anything about that? Come now, Camlanu. You needn't trouble yourself with the ramblings of a dead man. I see, you would use these adventurers to take my measure. Well, they're certainly a far cry from the riffraff I'd imagined. Fine, I'll play along with your little scheme. For now. And with that, the curtain rises on your second challenge. Sarioja, wait! Before you go, I have to know, am I really just an echo? We've been over this, child, but it seems your heart refuses to accept what your head knows to be true. I pity you, I do. Here, let me ease your burden and return you to Electrope. Bakujaja! Playing hero to this heap of stone masquerading as a child. My, how the mighty have fallen. With him out of the way, that's one less distraction for you coming in the coming contest. So come, bring your all to bear, that I may create the perfect vessel, the perfect ruler. I shall await you in a more fitting place for our battle. I do hope you won't keep me waiting. Are you all right? God, this is all my fault. As much as I'd like to hand Cyril Jar a fat knuckle sandwich, I can't just leave you here like this. I never would have dared imagine we would be made to trade blows with the Archduke. And though I'm loath to do anything that might play into his hands, we can ill afford to let him have his way with the memories of Vana'diel. When you're duly prepared, but say the word and we'll be off. The duty finder has been updated with a new regular duty. I don't see myself having enough time to go over that though, so I guess back to Okhanu, we can do the Beast Tribe dailies and then sign off the stream because it's very quiet today. The core of our business is providing accommodations and guided tours for the local area. As we speak, Wukavu is putting his shipwright skills to use in heading up the construction for our base of operations by Doc Poga. From sourcing foodstuffs to souvenirs and everything in between, we've been working hand in glove with the good people of Okhanu to make sure this venture benefits everyone involved. Still, there's a few things I'm worried about, the guided tours for example. Visitors will journey here after making a reservation at our office in Tuliolo, and we'll have to guarantee their safety every step of the way. After all, we can't expect our customers to handle themselves like you can. That leads us neatly back to my proposition. So, how about it? Can we count on your help as a special advisor while the travel agency finds its feet? Consider yourselves advised, specially. I knew we could count on you. Wonderful. Though I'm loath to put you to work straight away, I would seek your assistance. We guides have each devised a plan for our prospective tours based on our knowledge of our homeland, but we'd benefit greatly from the input of a worldly traveler like yourself. Honest opinions only. Lipu, perhaps you could accompany Ibuki and appraise the tours as well. I'll stay behind and oversee construction with Wukavu. A fine idea! Guides, please wait in your respective tour locations. I will take Ibuki to each of you in turn. When you're ready, just say the word. I'm as keen as the Hanu are to hear your thoughts. Okay, I was just wondering if the Rising event was going on. It's not. The only thing going on at the moment is the Yokai Watch event, and I don't like that one. All set now then. Our three guides have planned 3 unique tours, so we will speak with each of them one at a time before proceeding to the next. We'll start by paying a visit to Genuhanu in the Fields of Gold, who I'm told wishes to showcase local industry with a focus on the village and reed fields. Let's go! There's something enchanting about the sight of all these reeds swaying in the wind, especially at night when you can see the fireflies dancing among them. It is night, and I don't see fireflies. I'm glad you're here. I almost couldn't bear the wait. Right, let me explain my concept for the tour. First and foremost, I see this as a chance for our customers to understand we Hanu, and we're better to learn than right here among our reed fields. After all, reeds are at the very heart of our culture. Just cast your gaze across these lush fields and you'll get a sense for what defines us. But that's enough about my thoughts. What do you think? I should believe this is a place not those of Hanu can appreciate, but... I think visitors will take a keen interest in the reed fields. The paddies are a unique part of the local landscape. Not everyone will have seen such a sight before, but could you also show them your villages? That way they'll have a better idea how the Hanu live. Yes, I think the plan is coming along nicely. To summarize, we begin by guiding guests around the villages. They'll see how reeds are so tightly interwoven with Hanu culture. That way they'll appreciate the precious resource growing in your paddies all the more. I was so excited about showing our visitors our fields. I hadn't considered they might learn about the normal everyday lives we lead. I appreciate the suggestion. Consider having a range of handicrafts on offer that visitors might purchase if so inclined. Perhaps a mix of practical household items and more esoteric trinkets, charms and the like. Alright, let's head for the breath between next. Zelly Harley has proposed a walking tour of the river. Ought to be waiting for us there. The waters here are dazzlingly clear, don't you think, and filled with a bounty of fish besides. Of course the current is awfully strong as well. We must take care that no guests fall in lest they be swept away in an instant. I completely lost track of time. My attention was whisked away by the endless waters of Kuhuzaj. If you don't know, Kuhuzaj means big tongue in our language. If you aren't careful, you might find yourself slurped up and taken off by the current. You know, I bet insights into language like that would prove a hit with the visitors. I'm glad you think so, but I'm still a little unsure of my plan. The idea is to guide guests along the river and explain the language and local history as I go, but is that really enough entertainment? Ooh, how about a spot of fishing too? I see, offering an activity besides sightseeing is a wonderful idea. I appreciate your advice. Whatever form the tour takes, I want to make sure our guests leave completely satisfied. I'll be sure to confer with Leaflu as I hammer out the details. It's time we visit Zenuhanu. He's proposed a magical spelunking tour in which visitors can marvel at the natural beauty of the world beneath our feet. To Cave Kikitola. I remember a short that I saw recently of... Oh look, 3 Lalafels! Someone immediately busts out a flamethrower. What are you doing? Sorry, reflex. And in the comments there was someone saying, Lalafell player here. No, that was the right response. That many Lalafels in one place can only mean they're up to a conspiracy. The soft green light reflecting off the rocks, the cool crisp air, the tinkling of flowing water. I feel as though I'm in the presence of the divine. There you are. I was starting to feel lonesome waiting for you to arrive. Let's get straight to it, shall we? I have my phone set up way too loud, huh? Cave Kikitola is the source of many minerals and medicinal ingredients. For generations it's been held as a sacred site of healing. I'm sure visitors will be enamored with the cave's natural beauty, but the route here from the village is long as arduous. The interior is rather dark, and I fear it might not be a suitable reward for the challenge of simply getting here. I'm more concerned about all the fiends nearby. You might be right. Compared to the other plans, at least the fiend threat is certainly an issue. I should have given that more consideration. Well, we could reserve this course for particularly seasoned customers. So long as they're accompanied by guys capable of dealing with unfortunate encounters, we should be able to mitigate the risk. Besides, the cave is truly stunning, not to mention rich in resources. I think the experience could prove highly educational. With a detailed plan and plenty of safeguards in place, I foresee a lot of demand for such a tour. I must say, the two of you are full of fine ideas. I'm starting to get excited. Just give me a little longer, I'll have my plan ready. Well, with all that, we've heard all 3 proposals from our guides. I'm sure you're tired after all that traipsing around, but let's get back to Orkanu, shall we? Oh, it's my hippo. Sorry to have taken up so much of your time, but you helped address the guide's worries and brought some excellent suggestions to the table. While we were out there, a question I've been pondering came to mind. What exactly is it that we're selling with the Tural travel agency? It's not as simple as peddling produce or providing a service. If we're unsure, we'll have a hard time enticing customers. And getting their money! It's all about their money, you understand. For the longest time I couldn't pinpoint the answer, but hearing those proposals made it crystal clear. We're in the business of ephemeral experiences. It is our responsibility to curate every moment of a visitor's stay and ensure they leave with wonderful memories that last a lifetime. That way, our customers will be sure to fall in love with Cosmark and its people. And I don't like that we just have American Lalafels here. They might not have the proportions of Lalafels, but they are Lalafels. I can practically hear my inner abacus clacking away, provided we hold fast to our principles and remember that we're here to serve our customers above all else. I'm confident they'll have no qualms about parting with the hard-earned Pell. The Tural travel agency will be synonymous with experiences both exceptional and unforgettable. I'll have to drive that message home when I promote our enterprise in the capital. Then there's the matter of making sure the benefits outweigh the burdens for the Hanu. There's so much to do. But before all that, how about we take a look at our soon-to-be-built base of operations near Dokboga? Knowing my brother and Wukevu, I'd say they've made remarkable progress already. We're just yeah, I won't cover any of the Beast Tribe quests today because, let's be fair, they aren't. Ibuki has no use for them because she is kinda overleveled. Darn, maybe I should have gone for the quest for the dungeon today along with everything else. That way I could have done the level cap roulettes. Ah well, no use crying over spilt milk. But there is that check mark, so we can get started immediately. Or rather, we can wrap up immediately because short day, but it's a quiet stream. No one else here. I did pick up this crystal at least. Apparently they're ready to start construction. The blueprints have been finalized, all the materials are to hand. Once the work is finished, then the countdown really begins. Here's hoping for satisfied customers and, more importantly, happiness for all involved, be they Hanu, Pelu, or adventurer extraordinaire. It's wonderful to have you on board. Let's work together and make this a stunning success. And we get the dance emote out of it. Oh, Kahili! What say we get this thing built? construction work on the Tural travel agency complete. Leeplu and her associates have their eyes set on establishing Kozumauka as a top tourist destination. Yet a host of challenges remain before their goals can be realized. As Special Advisor, it is your duty to offer support and guidance as they embark on this exciting new enterprise. I suppose I would want to do it as Ibuki so she can get some of the weekly cap tomes, because those ones I've been struggling to keep up on. Society quests unlocked. Your reputation is friendly. Society quests are available from Yugli. You can purchase wares from Pavli. You have Kahili. Alright, and with that done, we're done. Until next time, guys, take care. We'll see you all around. Sit down so we can do this. Till next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.